Hi everyone, it's Lisa here. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm so worried about everyone, but we'll just keep going on, right? Today I've got something for you. I'm going to make kind of a little planner for my purse. I don't know what I'm planning, obviously, because there's not much coming up, but I'll be ready. So here it is. It's just a blank canvas planner, and I'll link it below. You can get them from Dina Wakley, and you can get them from Diane Reevely. I believe they're both pretty much the same. I'm not sure about the price. This one I got when I was doing a little bit of clearance shopping before this pandemic happened. I'm just covering it with some acrylic paint, and I'm using a couple of my favorites, Ocean Blue and the Summer Porch, which is that creamy light yellow color, and I'm putting it on with the soft brush. I also made some bookmarks to put out in my little library in front of my house, but I figured I probably couldn't do that because people aren't supposed to be touching things. So I wasn't sure. I guess I could Google it. I'm not sure if I could put it out there or not, but we'll see. I just felt like creating, and that's what I had on my desk, so I'm cleaning off my desk. There, that looks good. I'm going to set it aside to dry. And now I am going to put that same color paint down on my pieces of watercolor paper that I had sitting on my desk from another project. I made kind of a little bit of a folder for in this planner, so if I wanted to create something in watercolor or drawing, I would have that extra paper in there. So doing the same technique on these. Altogether, I did 6 bookmarks and the one planner, the front cover and the inside cover. And also I did a little insert too, you'll see. I had some problems with my camera there, I apologize. I have kind of a weird angle set up here, but I do have it fixed in a later video because I checked it out after I saw this. So I apologize. Hang in there with me. Things are all kind of crazy around here. We don't have anyone that's sick, so that's good. But, you know, we're kind of gearing up for it, getting the groceries in the house and making sure that we have everything that we need. It's just my husband and I, so I don't have a lot of people to worry about. I have a sister, and I also have a mother-in-law, and everyone's doing well so far. So you saw I just used some stencils on that dried paint on the front cover, and now I'm using one of my favorite colors of all time, and that is Cheddar, and this paint is by Dina Wakley. I absolutely love it. Just putting some paint down on the last 3 of my bookmarks. I have this great purple color and then some more of that Cheddar from Dina Wakley. It's almost empty, so I'm going to have to see about getting some more. The 3 stencils that I used here are Tiles, Bubbles, and Wavy Grid, I believe. I will research it and make sure that I get it to you in the description. Now here's some stamps that I absolutely love, and I'm going to use the vine here stamp to put down some design on my front cover as I did on my bookmarks also. I'm using that stamp pad there that makes it so much easier, and archival ink, and put it down and let it dry. And here's a stamp that I had in my stash that I made those curly wavy sticks there on the bookmarks. I think that looks really good, real whimsical and fun. Now I'm using some Dylusions paint, and this is a key lime color, and I colored in those leaves just with a regular brush. Now I'm using my paint pens and putting in that white and black, and I'm going to put a sentiment down on my bookmark, and it has to do with worry. I know there's lots of us that are worried, and that sentiment, let me find it here. It says, worry doesn't take away tomorrow's troubles, it takes away today's peace. So I thought that very appropriate for this time, and I'm really trying to remind myself of that every day. Get up, get out of bed, get exercising, eat well, keep busy, and create. This hopefully will be over soon. I know it's the only thing people can think about and talk about, but try and we'll get through it. So here's those 3 bookmarks that I did in the darker colors, and I really had a problem with these. I'm putting down my sentiments, and this stamp set is by Stampers Anonymous, Tim Holtz collection, and it is called Ponderings. Well, some of the stamps have real thick words, lettering, and some have real thin. Well, this one, the real thin one, I couldn't see at all over those dark colors, so I had to do something about that. And I'm covering it with gesso. Now, I didn't know how this was going to work. I didn't really like it at all. I was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? But I left it in the video because I want you to see that things can be fixed. This is just paper and paint and ink. So worst case, I have to throw it away, but I'm going to try. A good challenge for me. The stamp that I used was what you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. So that was super appropriate again for the times also. This stencil, I'm using now, I believe is by Crafter's Workshop. I will look it up. And look at here, another mistake. I went through that stencil right there in the white with my paint pen, and it bled through. So right now I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna let it dry. Here, I put down the flowers with my paint pen and colored them in. And I put that sun over the top. It was just a die cut I had in my stash, so I'm trying to save it. I'm going back over my dried gesso here, and I'm putting a little bit more of that paint down just to kind of blend it all in. And I'm using that favorite color, which is cheddar. And I will go back with a little bit of that and a little bit of that purple and just try to make it all work together. I've been using my blending tools and my foam sponges, which has been used by Diane Reevely from Dylusions. I was watching some of her videos, and it really does save on paint, I've found. So kudos to her. What a great idea. It's much better than the brushes or makeup sponges. It's working really well for me. So I was going to try and put that stamp down again, and I'm like, no way. It's just not going to work as much as I wanted it to. So I put that stamp, and the sentiment says, hope is never lost. And I'm just going over it to darken it in with my micron pen. There's that sun I put down, and I got it to work. I did a lot of doodling on these with my Posca white paint pen, my black Sharpie, and my micron pen, and they turned out real nice. Now I'm going to do the cover, finish the cover of that little planner. And I'm going to use tissue paper with the leaf stamp and my archival ink. And the reason being is that there's a lot of texture on that canvas, and I was really thinking that it was not going to turn out for me. So instead of having another problem with this project, I thought I would try and start off in a proactive approach. I put down all of those sentiments on tissue paper and stamped them also. And here's how the inside and outside cover is looking. I'm really liking it. I put down the sentiments and the stamped images with my matte medium, let it dry. Here's that little insert that I made. I also did it the same as the others. There's my watercolor insert I made out of watercolor paper. Here are two little pockets that I got when I was clearance shopping. I believe they're by Dina Wakley, and also some stamps. I want to take that back. They may be Jane Davenport. I will look it up and make sure I link it to the correct person below. They might be Jane Davenport. I apologize. They were clearance and they weren't even in the packaging, and I got them for 97 cents. So kudos to me. I really liked that. And then there's some stencils, and I did order a couple other things from scrapbook.com, and I will list those things below. I put some ribbon and fibers on my bookmarks there that I had in my stash, and I also put some stars on that one. So altogether, great project. I wanted to mention that I used my Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station that you see there in the back. I keep forgetting to mention it when I video it. I love that product. I'll list it below. Check it out. It's super great. And I hope everyone stays safe. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourself and each other.